The tutorial you're now watching has been part of a mega tutorial. In case you hear any reference to that, this is why. But now, without further ado, let's get going with this tutorial. Alright, so as said, we are going to start with the pathing, and this is going to be interesting because usually it was a mega tutorial in the first game, and frankly, this one is gonna be very quick. Not even sure if we need 10-ish minutes for that, but like, this is insane. Before I go into pathing, I'm gonna explain to you this menu to the top here, because the menu has changed dramatically. Everything is gone from the old pathing, so if you're a Planet game player, you may not really recognize what's going on because there is just nothing as it was, but that's a good one. Now, you've got the pathing tools. It is divided in adding path. This is basically how you build it. Then you have a customize tab, which gives you the ability to change the textures, some of which come actually with a color change, which is great. Then we have path extras, which is also a pretty new thing. You can now also add path extras directly to your path. I'm going to quickly show that to you as the first thing, because basically, I'm not sure if I will ever use it, but for casual players, that is super cool. You can even say on which side you want to put them, and you can also use the customized style for that. So maybe it's actually good to use it, and you can even use the style that you want to go for. So you can either change your style. I'm going to use the Planet Coaster bin and the Planet Coaster bench, so you can actually see that I've chosen those two. And then you can also add or not add rails, and you can use the delete brush, but we're going to talk about the delete brush as soon as we've built something. In order to build the path, the first option you have is the line builder, and the line builder does exactly what you expect it to be. And we're going to increase the width a little bit to, let's say, 5. And then we're going to build this around here. What I want to do is I want to have the angle snap turned on. And I'm just going to do this here, and I'm going to follow the path I have just set out myself here to build, so that we already use what I have set myself up to do. And then we're just gonna drag it all the way around to here. So that's that. And you can see now with a certain spacing, we also have some benches put down, which is kind of cool. Now, if I go back to the extras and I'm saying I want to have the placement only to the alternating is also very nice, to be honest. And I also want to have, let's say, a different path style, because I want to have the mosaic or wooden. Then we go quickly jump to the customize brush, because that's explained pretty quickly. So this is why I'm going to use this first. And now you can just drag your mouse over what you've just built, and then you will magically see, boom, there you go. Obviously, the spacing hasn't been changed now, but you can get rid of it by saying, wait, hold on for a second. I think this is not working because I need to select the line builder first. Yeah, and then you can obviously say, I don't want to have this, or I do want to have this. And the next time you build the line tool, you can see you have the alternate spacing now. So apparently the brush doesn't work with the path extras. You have to choose them before. But the good bit is, as always, they should be selectable. Yes, there you go. And you can move them yourself if you're not happy with the placement. So you can easily grab these things. They are placed just as like with the scenery builder. So quickly have a selection of things. That is very nice. Now, back to the pathing. Now I closed the menu, and how the hell shall I go back to the menu? Now they have done something which I really love. You just need to double click on any given path, and then you're back in the menu. That is so good. Before we go through all the different features we have, let's quickly go through all the settings, because there are so many things that are important to understand. So first of all, you can select the line, straight, or curve mode. You can also change this by holding down Alt, and then there are all the options in your circular menu. I still need to kind of understand where is what, but it's very interesting. So down here, you've got the curved splines, you've got angled connections, you've got intersect on or off, you've got rails on, you've got supports off, you've got path extras on or off, and you also have angle snap on or off, and height on or off. It's so cool what you have over here. It's basically the same you see over here. Now, but there are a couple of other things. So line, style, curve, or straight, that's basically changed. This is now straight, and if I do change on the fly to the curve, you can see that I, why the heck? Oh wait, you just have to click once and then it curves. It's basically a point and click system. And then you have curved path like that. That actually work fine. Also, if you merge them with the other path, still as it was prior, you can use your Z key on the keyboard or your Y key, and it will then change from the from the, as I can see, 90 degrees to a very nice angled intersection. So very nice as well. Right click will always disable what you're doing. Then you have the terrain style on automatic, which distinguishes if you want to build a tunnel or if you want to go up. So at the moment, as being in automatic, you will see I'm just going to do this to the side over here. Holding down shift and going up will enable you to build like an upper ground one with supports on and off, and as you can tell. If you go below ground, and I do say the indication is a bit hard to tell, but as I build this now, you will see it builds automatically a tunnel coming out of the tunnel going up here. And if you're just going not enough down, it'll create, as you can see, just like a bit of a terrain drip, I should say. That's it. And a fun bit, by the way, and we're going to talk about that later, but you can also smooth the area around this now. So the terrain is editable around path now, which is a very, very cool addition to the game, and also makes pathing so much simpler. So back to pathing, you can see the line width you can select here with the slider. So the bigger it is, obviously the wider your path will get. You can also go to a fixed length if you want to. So if you want to distinguish which length your piece should have, you can do this. I'm not sure why you would have this. One of the most important things is the camera option. At the moment, I have the camera move freely, which is basically meaning nothing happens. But there are also other modes with camera follows and rotates. I personally don't like this. As you can see, the camera just jumps with you. Not a big fan of this, to be honest. I want to rotate as I wish to rotate. So I'm not really a big fan of having this type of control, but you can change it. The angled snap is something you do know, obviously, from the good old games. So you can change either between the different, angle snaps. I always like to use it to make it a bit more nice looking, but if you want to build completely free, you can turn it off. The length snap is also pretty much good because it'll not allow, it does give you elements that always have the fixed length, but you don't want this apparently. So I just have that off. I don't know. Merge is a very important thing because merge is new to the game. If you go for a different style, for example, usually if you have merge on, the game will overlay this over the existing one, just like so. This is now overlaying it. If you turn merge off, you will have it under the existing one. So this is how you gain control over making sure that you have the existing texture and not have all the textures fight with each other. Working height and height snap obviously is, as you can imagine, put this to, let's say, 4 meters. It'll be 4 meters above ground. And have the height snap, obviously, will snap in these steps. Because what you can easily do, and this is what we are going to just quickly do to show, I'm going to do first of all off. You can now build inclines like the best thing in the world. The only thing you need to do is hold down shift. Move it up, and you can see the whole thing moves up. Apparently, having these benches on here generated helps you to distinguish how high you are. But the cool bit is, now as you have selected the height, you can now also select the overall pattern you want to do. And if you do it like this, you have this very nice gradual path leading up, and you know how much of a stress that was to create in the games before. What is also pretty cool is, if you do that again, and we are just starting off with a very slight one. There you go. And then we follow up and we're gonna go to 6 meters width now. You can still do this and go a tiny bit higher over here. Let's say like so. And it's automatically creating a bit of a wider path if you want this. So that's pretty damn cool. And the whole thing looks very, very nice indeed. So this is how you do incline path. And one last thing, if you want to create staircases, it's just important to have a very high altitude, like a very high height difference. You will see at some point it's too high, but if you go this one, it automatically creates stairs for you because the game understands that this is too high for like a gentle slope, and it's going to create these stairs for you. What is also pretty nice is the way paths do interact with each other. Now you have a automatic snapping. You can get rid of it again by holding down, or you should actually be able to get rid of it because of holding down control. It just doesn't do it over here. Usually it should, but holding down control doesn't do it over here. But building like a little area here that is higher. Let's just raise it up ever so slightly. There you go. And we're just gonna build this, like, let's build this around this corner and have this still very much high up. Oops, there you go. Now connecting those two is relatively simple. You just do connect two areas and the game automatically will tell you where it's possible or not. So if that works, okay, sometimes you do have little finicky things. Okay, it seems like the game wants to just showcase its inability just for the sake of doing it. I rarely had these issues, so well, let's showcase, okay? At the end of the day, it'll work just fine. Okay, maybe I just have found the one bug now. Let's do it on this side and it's gonna show you how simple it works. There you go. You just have that simple connect. Let's try that one more time. Yeah, now it works. Okay, and you can even fix these areas really quickly, but we are going to show this in a second. This will be just our testing ground. Now, double click again on here. The next is the classic path. So if you still like to build like it was basically working in the old game, you can do so. Even though it just doesn't feel like it anymore, there is not a align to grid option or anything. So it just doesn't do anything particularly nice, and I would recommend to not use it anymore, because the third one is the one that's the biggest fun. This is the draw tool, and if we want to build our helipad over here, this is the one we're going to choose. So let's use the asphalt path over here and also get rid of everything else. Okay, so in this mode, you can't even use the path extras. But now we are just going to paint our area that we want to have as the helipad. So this is exactly the area we want. And whoop, what the heck? What the heck? I'm gonna uncover certain things I've never seen in here. Okay, well, this is a live tutorial. I'm not going to perfect that. We're going to fix it on the fly. Because like on a helipad you fly, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna bring this over here. There you go. Now this is awesome. So you can see this is the grand area, and now the last bit we need to do is we need to connect these areas here real quick, like so. And what we do need, because this is now part of the game, we need a spawner, and they still exist. So if we go, for example, over here in the entrances section, you can see there is a new park entrance. I think they kind of changed the naming from spawner to entrance, but the cool bit about these is you can now place them anywhere, and you can also make them snap in here. This is exactly where I want to put this. So now we have the spawner in this little location, and they will be able to spawn into our region. So just to show you another technique, because we are done with the draw tool. Oh, by the way, just like as one more thing for the, you can also do curves obviously over here. And if you, for example, want to build like a little round area, I'm going to quickly show you is you just basically build this like so, and then you can drag this around and around and around, and boom, there you got a round little area. Super cute, super nice. You can super easily connect everything if you want to, like so, and then just keep that going like this. And that's a weird shape, but yeah, you can just add things to each other. It is so simple, and you can also use all the different settings as always. But there's also a stamp builder, and the stamp builder is also pretty useful if you want to quickly draw huge areas, which I want to do with the entrance over here. And you can also get rid of the rotation snap. If you want to have full control, you can go into a very big 3 meter, or like actually 3x4, it should be 12 meter-ish thing. And then you can also put this below facilities, which is so cool. So what we're going to do, and then the grid appears, we're just going to build this. Very simple. Now you can obviously now go to a smaller one, and it will still snap to the edge, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to snap to this edge, and I'm going to build a bit of a smaller part over here. And I'm going to do this one more time. And you can see this is a little bit weird because we seem to have built this in the air for whatever reason. But that's not too dramatic actually, because what we can easily do is we can easily get rid of it. And this is where the delete tool comes into play. I'm just going to quickly show this to you over here. Now, once this is done, very simple, you can either use a stamp delete tool, which I like a lot because it will actually just cut out the corners exactly like you do. This is becoming very handy for people who want to make like planters in the center, for example. Say you want to have a planter here, you're just going to go and boom. Because if you use the delete brush tool, you'll see it's not able, you're not able to do exactly this. You want to need to delete the whole area, and this is what it does then. Sometimes you can click another one, but you can't really go in like this, you know, have like a corner cut off like this, like almost bite a part of it off of it. It's so cool. And I feel like this is longer because you've got so many options. I thought it's going to be a short section of this tutorial, but oh my god, you can do so much with the path. This is why this is so much. Also, there's a rounding tool. I'm going to quickly go into this one. before we fix this area. And you can just basically do what we have done with the smoothing trick in the last game. You can do this now with this tool. You basically brush over the edges and you will see this indication what the game will do with it. And you can see I have a very high strength over here. So if I reduce the strength, you can see it basically doesn't do anything. If I go to 2, for example, it sometimes doesn't even smooth the edges because it just feels like, okay, it's not enough. So it brings up to 5. Yeah, you've seen that. It just does smooth it a little less. And this way you can also smooth these inner corners very nicely. And then also create like a bit more of a rounded area for that if you want to. That was a very odd one. Not sure if it will leverage. It just does funky things. It still works the same way as it does in the previous game. You can't really understand how exactly it works, but it's kind of fun that it does work. So, all right, now I said I want to get rid of all of this. You can obviously use the brush and make it super big and then just get rid of whatever you have in your way. And then we are going to use the draw tool because we want to build this. Actually, we can also use the stamp builder again and show this to you that it actually works. And you just hit shift again so that it is actually attached to the ground. And then I'm gonna see that I have a good angle here. That is a fine angle. Here goes that. Right, and in order to just make things a little bit quicker, we are going to just quickly build the area now, just to make sure that it doesn't take an age. I'm just gonna prop this in, and then you can see now once you're up to grips, it all works so super well. I just wanna have like a curve over here, and then just bring in this over to the other side. Let's see that I get in here nicely. There you go, and then just making sure that, yeah, let's grab that, my friend, and then go to straight and crossing that over. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of solve these little things by having this smaller. There you go. Just do it. Oh, come on. Yeah, sometimes these just don't respond as you want to, as you can see over here. And this is usually where I use this draw tool again. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pretend it never happened. I'm just gonna paint over it like so. There you go, fixed it. And then you can do basically the same on the other side if you want to do this, which I do want to do right now. Oh, by the way, if you want to have full control over this, sometimes you have the snapping over here, but if you hold down control, you can grab it and put it wherever you want. And the last tool we have not talked about, is the edit tool. Once you have the edit tool, you can just search for these edges that do not really work as you wanted them to, and then you can just fix them yourself by just clicking in here, for example, and then just dragging that slightly in, and then it does fix all the issues. Or if you say, you know what, this path actually is way too wide for me, I want to have it more narrow, well, hold on, the game is able to make it more narrow. Just choose that and make a narrow path. There you go. And yes, that does work. And you can also just do the same over here again, and then just bring that closer to each other. It's not like infinitely small, but it's actually very small, up to the point where it will break, as you can see. But I'm gonna get rid of it like so, and then also smoothing out this edge a little bit nicer. Well, I think I'm never gonna use this tool because it just is so funky. I really don't know why I can't use the draw tool and use this to cut things off. That would be lovely, to just invert that tool would be good. But sometimes you just need to use the delete tool, and then you can cut these corners a bit nicer. And potentially now the edge paint does help us a little more. Okay, they don't. Well, to the top they did. Whatever, gonna leave it as is. It doesn't look that fancy. And now we're just going to paint these pathways real quick. Just show you how I would do this. Anyways, I'm gonna go here and make them super wide. And then which style do we have? Yeah, let's go with these. And then we're just going to go to curve mode. Well, actually I can do this here, right? Yeah, so let's just have the curve go through here as well. So there we go. Whoops. Like, hello? Why am I not able to plop this down? There you go. All right, so this has been done, and now I'm just going to start the whole thing from over. Why the heck are you not doing what I want to do? There you go. Just drawing that all the way out here. And to over here. Funky. And now let's just connect those two. Since I've merged this, now we want to create a huge plaza out of this. I'm going to use the draw tool for that, and the draw tool is in the curve mode, so I'm just going to try to align this nicely. And then sometimes it's very simple to just go to the straight line over here and just bring that all until you are happy with it, and then go back to the curve mode. Sometimes you have to build like a small piece straight, and then you'll be able to. Okay, well, that was stupid. Sometimes you just shouldn't release your key like I have. That is stupid. So I'm just gonna go back to the line builder and build this to this side. And then let's go back to the curve. Just gonna do this a bit different here. And then I think that looks fancy. And then we're just gonna go around here. And at this point, I'm gonna go back to the straight line and bring this down here. Awesome. And as we didn't have merge activated, you can see it just does this. You could also then get rid of these things. You can see now we've got railing everywhere, which I don't want to. So let's say railing off and use our cosmetics. Well, we don't need them. Customize brush, make that one bigger. And now you can see we can just easily get rid of the railings around here. And if you want to get rid of these benches, you can also do this with the delete, demolish tool, deselect, and then you go also to path or pool extras. That's the only thing you want to delete. And now get rid of them on the plaza if they are a little bit of a problem with you. And also here, you don't want to have this corner. Then you go back to the delete tool. Now use the stamp tool, make it the biggest available, wait until it snaps, and then you just click this away. Really, really simple. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can smooth these corners out nicely to me. I can't really do this. So let's see if I can just find a good edge here. Nope, it just sometimes just doesn't do what you want to. The old method was easier, but as you do have the draw tool now, it really doesn't matter at all. You can just now use this thing to make things look so freaking awesome anyways. So I'm just going to quickly do this. And here you go. I mean, this is actually pretty nice. You could even make like a little planter in front of it. But that shall be it about pathing. And as you can tell, even though there are still a couple of hiccups here and there, it is just so much better in this game. You can do so many things. You can paint over things. And by the way, the last thing I forgot, but basically they work the exact same way, but we'll have them during the coaster build again. There obviously is building queues, and you don't have all the options for queues, but you can just build it like the classic line builder you've seen. It always will stay the same width actually, but there are ways of changing this, which I'm going to show you. So expect this to be the same method as building path. And now you can go to curved splines as well if you want to have like a curved path over there. So this is that, and queues can obviously also have no railings or whatsoever. But the good bit about queues is, and this is a bit of an interesting one, you can either have a customized brush and then you've got different elements. The problem is they all have the logo on it, which I really don't know why this is, but hey. And then what you can do, you can go back to the normal mode and use the edit tool. This is a bit weird why that works, but it just works. And so you can obviously use that and make your queues wider. Well, that was a bit too wide, I guess. So here you go. Sometimes it does weird things, but for the most part, I had a very good experience. You can also drag out individual things, as you can see. And then, well, if you want to have like another one, you just go in and click the delete, the edit tool here. There you go. This little point over here is going to be dragged out, and then there you go. So it's a bit of a trial and error until you get it. I think maybe they will make this a bit more easy with some tools, but for the first moment, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. And for the staff path, you have all the options again, just that the customize option is just one path that I think it doesn't have the logo on it. So as we want to have a staff area over here anyways, let's quickly draw a little staff plaza here. There you go, just make that. I really like this texture, by the way. And then you can also have the stamp go here. And it just easily creates this intersection, which, this is just so good. And then you can also say, okay, I want to have this tool for building a straight line, like here. You could easily do this too. So that is pretty damn good. So this is how it works, and let's just zoom in. No, this time around, it doesn't have a logo on it. It's so odd that exactly this one has a logo. The only little caveat is you can't get rid of the curbs as of now. The game just doesn't allow to get rid of the curbs. Maybe this is the one thing we need to deal with, but since you can build so many things, you can literally just make things go underneath your scenery once you need to. You can also use your brush, scenery brush, and then have, for example, this, and then you can also say avoid path on, but sometimes as they get closer, they will still overlay it. Okay, in this time not, but you can just simply do it like so, and then the edge is gone. However, this is all you need to know about pathing. You will be now very much suited for pathing. Everything I've shown you works also on console. Everything I've shown you works on raised path as well, and everything I've shown you will work with the different variants of path like queues and staff path and so on. So thanks for watching this tutorial. If you need more tutorials, check out the mega tutorial or the individual ones I've also uploaded. In any case, if that was helpful, please consider subscribing to support the channel, and I wish you a wonderful day up until the next one. Bye!